Joining me now back here on the Rich Eisen Show via Zoom is a friend and a friend of the program. Pleased to call him both. He is nominated for his role in Black Monday and the 10-time Emmy-Award nominee, Don Cheadle, here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, sir?
Good to see you, Rich. I'm very good. How are you?
I am doing well. It does look like you just came off of hitting 18. Is that how I've it does? It looks like you got that working.
Well, look, I'm in Hawaii. The only clothes that I have in Hawaii are Hawaiian clothes. And for me, that means golf clothes or
That's
Hawaiian
right.
shirts. So it was either this very muted, toned down, or some really garish, flowerful
Okay.
shirt.
Okay.
I made an executive decision and went with the muted tones.
I think that's a solid executive decision. How is the Don Cheadle golf game? Walk me through what we have here, Don.
Well, right now, it's mostly been me hitting balls from my backyard into the driving range because I'm 14-day quarantined here on the Big Island in Kona.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Good and appropriate. We got to make sure we have a handle on this thing.
Yes.
It's crazy in Hawaii. But my handicap is, I think I'm a 7 right now, so I could get it down, but then I can't win any money in the Nassau, so I'll just stay as a 7.
Okay, who's the best stick, the athlete that you've ever been in a foursome with or you've played with? Who's the best of an athlete?
Jason Gore.
No kidding. Why? Walk me through.
Well, Jason Gore shot 59, He's actually,
no, I'm not talking about. I'm sorry, the Zoom kind of hit me right there. I'm not a player, like another athlete who's not an actual player, not somebody who shot a 59. Yes,
yeah. Right. An athlete who's not actually a player.
Quarterback, pitcher, anybody.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is pretty good. I think he maybe fudged his handicap in the BMW tournament. We're not going to get into that.
Wow. Are you saying the best stick in his bag is his pencil, his eraser? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going to say he pencil whipped anybody. I'm not going to say he went in as a 14 and he's really like a 6. I'm not saying that.
Okay, you were not. Let's be straight. Okay, you're not saying that. Okay.
But let me see, another actor who's really good, Oliver Hudson. He's a stick.
No kidding.
Yeah,
okay.
It's probably a +1 or 2 now.
Come on. I could not imagine ever waking up and saying, I'm going to play golf today and I'm going to give strokes to the course.
I know, right? Never.
Yeah. Like, here's what I will do. I'm just feeling so magnanimous. I'm going to give strokes to this golf course that's going to try and beat me. I just can't imagine that.
And then when you play with pros that are clearly, pluses, yes, and they play at scratch. I don't understand that.
That is so not cool. That is not cool. All right, so you're set. 7's a pretty good. Is that your best ever, or you?
I got it down to a 5 once when I was spending a ton of time out here and just playing and practicing all the time. But if it gets too low, it means Don's not working. So we don't. If you see as I'm a scratch golfer, you won't be doing these with me anymore.
I don't know. Maybe you'll. That is true. That is true. That means you stick to your day job or your night job as opposed to your golf game. So, what's your favorite course you've ever played? Which one have you been on?
Probably Pebble.
That's amazing, right? When you're standing there on 18, oh my gosh, there's nothing like that spot.
There really isn't. It's hard to beat good weather, bad weather. I mean, it can be brutal in bad weather, as we know, but when it's pretty out there, there's no. I mean, Cypress is also an amazing golf course, and it'd be Cypress or Pebble, but it makes sense they're both in that corner of the woods. What I'm looking forward to, and it looked great on TV when they just played it, is Bandon. I've never been to Bandon. That's my next golf trip.
Yeah. Okay. And it's, it has been amazing to see golf, obviously, in this quarantine, in this world, this crazy world that we're living in right now. But it has been amazing to see these players out there. And it kind of all started in a way of, that Brady, Manning, Phil, Tiger, that was really at the very beginning, back in May, I guess, not very beginning. But I thought it was pretty cruel that people were ripping on Brady, for not having, like he wasn't +1 or +2, I mean, giving.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was great. I actually loved that they were ripping on him.
Why is that?
I wish they could have ripped on him a little more.
Is that because of who you root for in the NFL, Don?
Obviously.
Well, you want to fill people in for who may not know. I mean, so
Look, I have some AFC sort of issues, mental issues. You know, I have a schism, as it were, because I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, grew up there, you know, lived there for many years, and then moved to Denver, Colorado. So when the Broncos play the Chiefs,
yes,
yeah, I root for the Chiefs.
Okay.
I still root for the Chiefs. But actually, if anybody is playing against, you know, New England, I'm rooting for them. I don't care who it is. I don't. So now I don't know what to do with the whole Tampa Bay thing. I'm not sure where to go now. I feel kind of lost without an enemy.
Without your North Star from New England for you to start rooting against them.
I know, exactly. Can I hate them both? Can I hate him and
sure, you know. Well, I mean, there are fans of Brady who feel that they have an AFC team and now an NFC team, so you could go the exact reverse. You could basically say that you have an AFC team you dislike and now an NFC team that you dislike.
Yes, I prefer that. I prefer the haterade.
You could go in that direction, Don. I mean, let them come for you. What was that like to see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl then for you?
Unbelievable. It actually, I was so, I actually left. I was actually here when that happened. Mm-hmm. And I, when it wasn't looking good, I walked away and I just went in by myself. There was nobody on the golf course, of course, because everybody's watching the Super Bowl.
Right.
I just went and played a few holes and kept my phone off. Because I was like, if they're going to lose, I don't want to know.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to watch them lose. And if they win, I'm taping it. I'll just plug my ears to get home and watch it. But I can't watch them lose. Every playoff game was like, why are you guys doing this? Every playoff game, you have to be down 20, down 15, down 25. Why are you doing that? Just win. It was so hard to watch.
Then the actual Super Bowl itself looked pretty bleak until.
That's what I'm saying. I'm out there playing. I'm like, I'm just going to go hit balls because I can't deal with it. My wife's like, you're not going to watch? I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch.
Right.
Please text me. I'm just going to go hit balls.
Don Cheadle here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about Black Monday. You've been in so many special projects, television shows, and movies. Where does this one rank for you, Don?
Oh, well, I love this one. I'm having a great time on the show. We have a great cast. We have, you know, great people in front of and behind the camera. This one was fun from the beginning. You know, when Seth and Evan came on, they produced and Seth and Evan directed it. Seth came on with David and Jordan, who are the writers and the show creators. Mm-hmm. And this was just something that, there's one of those things where you read it and it just makes you laugh from beginning to end. I couldn't anticipate it. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was like a weird whodunit in a half-hour comedy that I'd never seen that kind of, you know, mix of genres. So right. It was just really exciting from the beginning. David Nevins called me. It's so funny because David Nevins, the head of Showtime, called me. Yep. He said, I have this show. I'm not sure that you're right for it. I said, okay. He's like, all right, well.
Yeah, what a sell.
Good talking to you. I'll talk to you later.
Right, what a sell job. And did he not see House of Lies for 5 seasons on his own network?
He watched it a lot, but he's like, I don't know if this one's good for you. I don't know. So we talked about other stuff, and then I didn't talk to him for a week, and he called me back, and he said, you know what, I've been thinking about it. Now I actually think I only see you in it. So why don't we get together with everybody and see if we can make it work, which was great, and we did. And then we put the show together, and like I said, I'm having a great time on it.
Well, and you know, obviously both of those shows on Showtime in its own right, in its own way, even though obviously we're talking about different time periods, we're kind of the time that we're living in a little bit right now, you know, like to kind of, I'm wondering how you view your previous work in House of Lies and how that might have, you know, about what to believe and what to see and how things are shaped for people's consumption. If you thought maybe you might have been a little ahead of the times a little bit with that show.
Well, it is a show that, interesting enough, I think people are finding now.
Yes.
that didn't see it originally. And another great show with a great cast and a lot of fun and in a very different way. I think you know, House of Lies was much more in a dramedy.
Yes.
And I think that this one is just a straight up sitcom on, you know, on cable, which is right. Rare to see. These rapid fire jokes the constant, self sort of referential jokes that we make, and with the lens of, looking at this time through the lens of the 80s,
right.
Which is really a cool juxtaposition. They're very different shows in that regard, but yeah, I hope this is something that people watch now. They don't have to wait. You can check it out. It's on now. So watch it now. Sure. You can watch it later too, but watch it now.
Well, actually, I think the phrase is anytime, right? That's the Showtime anytime. I don't want to get you in trouble with, Nevins or anybody like that. Showtime anytime is another way that you can watch Black Monday with Don Cheadle here on the Rich Eisen Show. Did you enjoy the password that I had you type in for this Zoom? Did you enjoy that?
I didn't actually have to type it in, but I did clock it, and I was very impressed.
What was the password for you to enter this Zoom?
I did clock that, and I was very impressed and a little touched actually that you would actually think of me when you did that.
I kind of like to just throw a little bit throw something out there that might not be expected.
And your guest, Rich, your guest appreciated it.
When you first picked up the script of Boogie Nights and read it, what in the world did you think, Don?
Why are you guys handing me a 165-page script?
That's a good start. It
was massive, and really gave us an insight into Paul's mind, Paul Thomas Anderson, who wrote and directed it. Because it was really very technical. It had every camera move that he wanted to do in it. It had, speeds that he was going to ramp the camera to, and it was just I hadn't, snap zooms, things that you aren't used to. I hadn't been used to it until that point, reading in scripts. So it was reading sort of the shooting script, a manual, as well as trying to read the actual words. And, I was introduced to Paul by Carl Franklin, who directed Devil in a Blue Dress. And he said, I met this dude, and I think he's gonna be great. He's a young guy, he's super cocky, he's really smart, but I think he's gonna be great, and I think you should meet him. And he's got this movie idea. And I said, what's the movie idea? He goes, well, it's Boogie Nights, and it's about the porn industry. And I said, oh, well, both of my parents are alive, so I won't be doing any of that. He said, no, just meet him. So we went to, what's a diner that was on San Vicente? I think they closed it, but that big, anyway. So we met, and he was, as promised, really cocky, super confident, very smart, and just said, if you don't say yes to this movie, you're going to be sorry. So you should just agree to do it.
Come on.
That's a quote. This is the same dude that called me after he did Punch Drunk Love, and I called him. I said, so how's the movie? He goes, it's an instant classic.
Wow.
He goes, they said I couldn't do it. They said I couldn't do a movie in 90 minutes. Well, I did it, and it's an instant classic. I was like, you're pretty confident, aren't you, Paul? He goes, you're damn right. And the movie's great. I love Paul's confidence, and he obviously is an amazing director, as evidenced by his track record.
Well, Boogie Nights for me is a remote drop movie. It does not matter what I'm doing or where I'm picking it up. I have to watch it to its conclusion. Like that. That's what. But do you have one of those where you're in quarantine right now, where you consider whether it's something you've done or anything else that you're?
No, those I would never. No, okay. Those no.
Okay, so a remote drop movie for you, Don Cheadle.
Matrix.
What is that again?
Matrix.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know why. I just think that it's one of those movies that it was so different, and the idea, the concept of it was so interesting, and just everything about it. There's just the way it was shot, how it looks, the acting. I just thought it was a great movie, and it's one of those things where if I catch it wherever it is in the movie, I'm usually going to sit down and watch it. And Godfather, of course.
Yes, of course.
That one.
And Godfather 2, I guess. That's
Godfather 2, and actually Malcolm X.
Okay, I haven't seen that one in a while. I haven't seen that, but that's obviously one of the greatest performances you can see. End of story.
And I love Al Pacino, but that Denzel lost that year to Al Pacino, that's the year I was kind of like, I don't know about you, Oscars.
That's right. Oh, I hear you. So one last one for you. We all know Carl Reiner recently passed away, and I don't know how many scenes you did with him in the Ocean's films where you were in the same scenes, but I'm wondering if you've got any good stories of Carl from the scene, from the set of these Ocean's films at all, or any memories that you might want to pass along of Carl Reiner.
Well, you know, Carl was obviously the consummate professional, and he was our, you know, grandfather on the set. And really, what was great is that even with all of his experience and clearly all of his years, he was really, you know, deferential to everyone and just wanted to be a part of the team, and wasn't in any way, shape, or form trying to, you know, lord his you know, extensive comedy acumen over us. Everybody was, you know, a part of the team and a part of the crew. We just all felt like, you know, people who had known each other for a long, long time. So I think that's just a testament to his personality. Always kind, always generous, just a good dude, you know.
Well, those films are just some great ones as well. Don, you've been in so many great films, TV shows. Again, as I said, I guess it brings us full circle here. Everyone can watch seasons 1 and 2 of Black Monday, available on Showtime anytime and Showtime Now as well. And good luck in winning the Emmy, sir. You deserve it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Rich. Good to see you, man.
You got it. Hope you get out of quarantine and hit them straight when you can.
I'm gonna do my best.
It's Don Cheadle right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.